Hi, this is Lucky Robin, and this is update 12 for the French Biointensive Organic Raised Bed Garden Series for 2016. As the sprouts are coming along, you're starting to see possibility of sprouts forming along the stalks. I'll show you this purple cauliflower. I'll probably be harvesting that tomorrow. Cabbage is getting really big. It's just balling up in there. That'll take a long time though. The basil's doing really well even though it's being eaten on. I've been harvesting it a couple times a week, getting at least 1 to 2 dehydrator trays full. The lettuce continues to do really well. I just harvested off of this earlier today. It's just, it goes crazy. Okay, tomato plants are getting big. This one and this one are ones that I grew myself from seed. This is the Lillian's Yellow, and this is the Opalka. And then this is the Million Pears, and it's all the way up to the top now. And this one I did not grow from seed. This was a start I got from Joe's, and it's blossoming, and the black crim is also blossoming. I've been pulling out the chard to make more room for the squashes. This is the yellow zucchini, and this is the yellow crookneck. That's the one I didn't mean to plant. I thought I'd gotten green zucchini, and this is the actual green zucchini, which is really taking over this area. So yeah, I'm pulling out the chard. I will probably leave one of the yellows and one of the reds to go all the way to seed. But I've been pulling these out and feeding them to the birds every couple of days. I'll pull out 1 or 2 plants just to make room for these gigantic squashes. Mom's tomato is doing pretty well here. It's the Oregon red, I believe it is. And the cosmos are taking over. Well, what the bee balm hasn't taken over. So I have been harvesting broccoli and pulling out the plants as I do, so that some of the smaller plants can get more light. I know I could get side shoots, but I want to be able to plant in here again fairly soon. If I wait for side shoots, I won't be able to grow as much. I'm getting enough on the big heads of broccoli though. The kale is starting to do a lot better now that it has more light from some of the broccoli being gone. The Savoy cabbage is, well no, this is cauliflower. It's doing okay. This one didn't get any light, so I may move it over there into the open spot. These onions are doing okay, but not as good as some of the other ones. But here's the Savoy cabbage, and it's starting to ball up. So the cantaloupe's doing pretty well. The cucumbers, I have noticed there were some flowers. Yep, there's one. And there's one down there. The peppers are doing okay. Got some just starting to form in there. And of course flowers. I still don't know if I'm going to pull that little one out and put it somewhere else and see if it does better, or I'm just going to leave it there and take the loss. I've just been so tired this week that it's hard to say. well, what I have the energy for and stuff. Okay. Some pretty vining flowers. There we go. And I have snow peas. And I harvested some today. I think I got about 10. It wasn't a ton. Carrots are doing really well under here. That is a weed. Oh, that's so gotta make sure that's one of the vining plants and not a morning glory. I'll wait till it blooms. The radishes that are in here and here are doing fairly well. They got a ways to go yet, but I'm really pleased with how the carrots are doing. These peas are doing great. Okay, the onions and shallots are doing fairly well under here. Doing better than in the other bed, that's for sure. If you notice, I have some yarrow that isn't white. And I planted white yarrow last year. There shouldn't be any color in here, but I'm getting a pink or a red. So I don't know if it goes back or if there's just more genetic diversity in here than I thought. But they were all white last year. There was no orange, there was no yellow, just white. Potatoes are doing good. Got some flowers on the cayenne on that one, and then this one has a little flower right there too. My red and black petunias are doing fairly well. The black ones actually have a purple tint if you're really up close, but if you're back here they look black. So all of my tomatoes are doing fine now, including the ones from cuttings that looked really kind of pathetic. And this is a volunteer tomato that was growing up amongst my carrots in the bed I had tomatoes in last year. And judging from what it was, it either has to be a Constelluto Genovese or it has to be an Abraham Lincoln, both a red tomato. So blood vein sorrel continues to do really, really well. I harvest this about 3 times a week usually. And the common sorrel again is also doing well. I have a seed pot up here of it that I am just letting it dry, and then as soon as it's completely dried out, I'm just going to sprinkle it in here. So we'll be sure to have more next year. Okay, carrots in here are doing pretty good. The few parsnips that made it are doing fairly well. The onions are doing really well on this side, and lots more peas coming over here. So I'll be freezing a lot of peas pretty soon. They're great in stir fries throughout the winter. Alright, the garlic is falling down. I don't think it's quite ready yet, but I'll have to look it up because I haven't really been terribly successful with garlic in the past. And this is the first time I've had like a dedicated bed for it. Well, dedicated half a bed for it. So, yeah, we'll see. But I'm pretty sure that once it all falls down and it's all dried and brown, that's when it's ready. If you happen to know, leave a comment telling me when, if you would be so kind. This lettuce is doing fairly well. I've thinned it out some because there were a few that weren't doing as well. And this gives room to the good ones. So I planted a sweet potato in here. I don't know if it's going to do anything. But it's been growing in my windowsill in the house for most of the winter. And I figured I'll just put it out here and see if it does anything. I have some more strawberry blossoms on here. I thought it was done, but they came back, so who knows, maybe I'll get a few more in this bed. Then harvesting the green onions, so they're just getting really big. The basil, the purple basil in here is doing quite well. See, mostly from in here, I've been harvesting a lot of parsley. Gotta wait for the golden marjoram to get bigger. I've been harvesting a lot of golden sage. I'm waiting on the thyme plants to get a little bit bigger as well. I've given up on the cutting celery. It's all bolted, and that's fine. You can do that. We don't use that much celery, and I did cut off a lot and dry it earlier for making celery salt, so I'm fine with this situation. The hyssop, the chives, and the French sorrel are also just thriving in here, so I'm expecting flowers soon on the hyssop. Right, that is really about all for this garden for this week.